We on? Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, I'm Karen Meeks, and this is a podcast, a brand new hot podcast called The Road to Broadway. And my guest today, as you see, well, Yvette's there. Yvette, say hi.
Hi.
Okay,
Oh,
all
should
that
I go on about
personality.
it?
Say again, Yvette?
Should I go on? Should I elaborate?
Well, just say hi, whatever you want to say.
Hi. How is all of you? We are getting ready to do a wonderful project that involves the divas that were of the blues and jazz era.
That
And
too.
what? Take two?
No, that too.
That too, yeah. Well, I it's 90 degrees and it's Memorial Day weekend. And I'm like, I need a hot dog. And
You need a what?
I need a hot dog. But you know what?
Oh.
We are definitely going to do something wonderful and help people through our music to become one with the universe. Because, music is a universal language. And we often forget how wonderful we feel when we have great singers and musicians. And Karen Meeks and Mr. Man, Rick Findlay, they are wonderful, wonderful musicians. And I'm not just saying that because I love them. I'm just saying that because it's true.
Sure.
So, we're talking today.
Okay, well that was quite a greeting. Thank you, Vet. That was the 99-second greeting. Hey, how y'all doing? And our special guest today is Rick Findlay. And say hi, Rick.
Hi, Rick.
Oh,
How
wow.
you all doing? Thanks for having me on. Nice to be here.
Nice for you to be here. And we're fresh off of a gig at the Susquehanna Valley Country Club yesterday, which was quite interesting. And we've come to the conclusion that we really need something called roadies.
Yeah, roadies are good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never carried anything in our other bands. Nothing. I was like, okay, where's my drink?
Okay. And today, actually, this is the Road to Broadway. So we want to talk a little bit about that. Now, we were supposed to actually record this a couple of weeks ago. And what's happened is my lack of the right kind of equipment has hindered me from being able to effectively do and create the things that we want to create to create a momentum going toward the road to Broadway. So it's imperative that we have an influx of know-how, cash, something, or the grant award that we're up for with the what is the artist? You tell us about it, Rick.
Yeah, talking about Southern Arts?
Yes.
Yeah, Southern Arts is an agency. It's my impression it started down in southeastern United States. And when I made a first contact, they said, yeah, they do get as far north as Pennsylvania. But the part that relates to us is they have an advocacy for jazz musicians, not just to promote the jazz culture and the jazz knowledge and history and sentiment that goes with that great type of music, but to make sure the musicians and the artists can get the respectful pay. And their mission is to get jazz with the Jazz Roads portion of the granting, to get jazz to parts of the country that doesn't have access to it normally. It's a great type of music, great message, great cultural information, and a feel, a spiritual feel to it that they want to promote, which is a wonderful thing.
Right. And so, and what we're all talking about is our project, The Divas of Blues, sung by Karen, as you may have heard on our last podcast. That was just me and Vet there. We were talking about, on the other one, we were talking, just to bring everybody up to speed, we were talking about the origin of the project. And so now at this point, I really kind of want to go backtrack a little bit and talk about how Rick and I met. Rick, let you take the wheel on that.
All right. Well, I've been a musician for a very long time. We won't get into specific dates. Yeah. I've been taking studying music since I was in kindergarten, actually, and I was not allowed piano lessons until I was in first grade, and then I got some. It was $2 a week for piano lessons.
Oh.
I got the fundamentals. That was nice. It was back in the day when a little old guy would come to the house, Mr. Rose, Morris Rose, and a great guy. And so, anyways, make a long story short, I put myself through college with music, and it's been a great spiritual consolation for me. I get my alpha on with good music, and kind of had garage bands. Once I got settled down career wise, we started garage bands, and they took off. It was just good musicians, but the quality of music was like, a lot of classic rock and a lot of folk, and it was like simple chords, like CFG and 145 stuff, maybe an off chord, and it was fun, and it got us out and enjoy the popularity and this and that. And I played around the Hollywood, California area and Musicians Contact Service, the Queen Mary, places like that. It was real fun. But coming to Central PA, the garage bands were the thing. And so I thought, well, with the Folk Justice Band came to a close for me. Some of the key members were moving away, and other folks, we had developed enough that we were going our different ways. And I chose the way of jazz, and a lot of mainstream stuff too. But I was trying to find somebody who was a female vocalist to get the message across in such a way that it wasn't just singing notes, that somebody who had personality, somebody had spirit, somebody had been there. They say you can't play the blues till you paid your dues, and that's true with jazz, I think, too. And so I was looking for somebody with that heart and soul, and we just had lost a singer to her career. She got promoted down to Harrisburg, working for the government, and could no longer be with the group. And I thought, well, let's keep looking. And so you can ask Mrs. Findlay over there. That I was talking. If a woman was humming in public, I'd say, "Do you sing?" That's very far. It got to the point where I was just asking everybody. I was that guy. It's like, "Do you sing?" And somebody's singing a song. It's like, "Oh, you got a good voice. Have you ever sung with a band?" And that wasn't turning out to be too successful. But and then finally I got on Band Mix, and there was this lady who had her name on there, and I did some research, and I finally figured out who the real Karen Meeks was, and put out some emails through Bandmix, the contact service for musicians in our area, and of course it was like crickets. Okay, and it's like, is this person? She's on. She's looking for a band or something, And I really love your bio and all that, what you've done and what you sing. And it's like, who does that? That's deep music. That's good stuff. This is complicated. This is jazz. This is good. And I hope I could be good enough to be a keyboardist for her. And so I repeated about, I don't know, a month, 6 weeks later, something like that. It was like, oh, gee, no reply. Okay, well, let's just see if she's there. Maybe she was on vacation or something. And sure enough, I don't know if it's the third time or the 20th, I lost track in there somewhere, but somebody was holding out. And then so finally I get to talk to this lady. We get the telephone conversation, and I'm saying, well, what do you like to sing? And she goes, well, I don't dance. And I'm going, well, yeah, but like, and she's going on naming other songs, and she comes back, I don't dance. I'm going, well, you don't have to dance, Just like, no, that's the song. I love that genre, these
It's
divas.
Ella
I'm a diva.
Fitzgerald's I Won't Dance.
Bingo.
Yeah.
So we had a good laugh, and our temperament was good. It was it was like a nice, this person's got spirit, she's got soul, she's decent, she's respectable, and it was like, oh, this could work out. And you know, when you're a guy like calling up a female saying, why don't you come to the studio? It can sound weird, you know.
Mm.
So I try to reassure Karen that she was coming to a safe place. Hey, bring a friend, or you know,
She definitely would
that I
come to a
have a
safe.
good reputation in my community, you know. We're safe up here. We're family oriented and we're
Thank
community oriented.
goodness.
So sure enough, lo and behold, she shows up, and it was great. We hit it off. I remember hitting it off real well.
Mm.
And I thought, well, is she going to come back? Let's see what we can do here.
Yeah, I remember Ted wanted me to sing in all the different registers. He was like, you know, do you sing above whatever load he said? I said, I don't know. Let's sing the song.
Oh yeah,
And then
that's our woodwind guy who's a 30-year music teacher with the
yeah.
local school district. He's Mr. DeCola.
Oh yeah.
And so we page Ted every once in a while. Hey, Mr. DeCola, come to the band room. You know, what do you think? What should we do, Ted? And he's going, well, you know, she's good with this, but what's her range? You know, and, Karen hit these like high bird-like notes. It was like, wow, that's a high note, you know. And then you got that low diva thing too going on. So it was like, yeah, check it out.
Yeah, it was fun.
Well, Karen, I want to ask you real quick. I'm sorry, I know I'm interrupting.
Sure.
What did you think about when you first met these guys?
You okay. The flip side. Thanks, Vet. You're always trying to stir up stuff. Thank you. Okay. Well, what I thought is really, I saw his email, and then honestly, I was like, oh, cool. But I was already with a band. That's why you didn't hear directly back from me. But what I was looking for, or what I thought I was looking for, was the next people, the next folks that I could get with that could do the project, the Divas project. And to me, in my brain, what that looked like wasn't, no disrespect, no, it wasn't a bunch of white cats. Honestly, that's just the way it was. Yeah. So I was already with the band.
Wait, and then I've got to interrupt you. Sorry.
Okay.
I have known, though, there are a bunch of white cats, but they have kept the blues and jazz alive. Don't get me started. Continue.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Bet. You got me on that. You know, we talked about that in the other episode about my entrance to blues per my sister Vet. But basically, so I wasn't really snubbing you. It's just that I really, I was like, okay, well,
didn't fit the vision.
Yeah, it didn't really fit. Yeah, what I was thinking, thinking that I wanted, or what the idea of the faces of the folks that I wanted. Instead of just going for the music, I was going for a certain look and a certain assumption of knowledge because of they're black, so they have the black experience.
Yeah,
and so, but at part of the journey, I said, well, you know what? Maybe I should hit him up because he looks like he's probably a decent guy. He probably can play. And so I didn't really do a bunch of research. I just left a message, I think, and you call me back. You had that, how late can I call you back thing going on? So I was like, okay. So I said, that means he stays up all night. So I already knew you were a night bird from that because, you kind of, it's the contextual clues. And so then I said, well, let's see what happens. And I told Marina and I told Vet, I said, I'll check it out. And if it looks like it's something that might work, then, maybe we'll have a good association. And then, but when I walked in and Ted was there and Rick was there, I was like, okay, okay, this is really white. I'm so sorry, but that's what I thought.
No, and we got it down. The old fart white guy thing, we got it down real well.
Yeah, they're masters of the groove, honey.
Oh my God. So
I've been in LA. I played.
Yeah.
I kind of grew up in Boston as a little kid, but my real growing up was in LA, Long Beach, California.
Right.
And it's a melting pot, and like everybody's just everything. And it's a certain point where you don't even see race anymore. Like the Asian, Filipino, or what the heck, Chinese and black and whatever.
Right.
And,
well, that makes sense.
So
and
I played with black groups out there, and it was just fun. It was just good stuff.
Yeah.
But coming here to Central PA is like Central PA is not very diverse, which is kind of an understatement of the day. Um,
Right. Right.
and so yeah, I wanted to reassure you, I wasn't one of the guys like 20 miles from us. We got the compounds with the Confederate flags and everything else. I'm not,
Yeah.
that we're safe. We're kind of
I have
imported.
never understood the Confederate flags in Pennsylvania where Gettysburg was. That's just an aside.
Well, that's a whole nother podcast. We'll do that one next time.
That's different music too.
Yeah, it's a whole nother music. But anyway, so moving forward, I basically had this predetermined thing that I thought this was going to be, and but I am a great believer that God puts you where you're supposed to be, and even when you don't think it's where you're supposed to be, you obey.
Yeah.
And so I figured that if this guy was, persistent enough, because I like folks that show up,
Yeah.
and I was like, he's persistent enough to keep trying. I said, well, maybe this will be, good, and maybe we can gig, and maybe it'll be what we want it to be, or maybe it won't, but we won't find out if I don't try to play with these guys. So immediately, it was a good vibe immediately. I loved the guys from the beginning, and when I met their wives, I loved them even more because their wives were so cool, so cool.
And they're seconding the dogs are seconding the fact that everybody is so cool.
second that emotion over there. But hey, I don't know if I could filter that out, but it is what it is. But long story short, the association became, really good, and the guys are on board with this whole diva, sings. Karen sings the divas, and so and my sister and I had written this or the premise for it. How long ago that? Oh my goodness!
It was before the pandemic. Okay, after the divorce. So pick a time.
Yeah, after the divorce, before the pandemic. So 2 storms, but so between the storm, we sequestered ourselves in a hotel room, and then we did a lot of research and stuff, and then it was like, okay, tag team. But now this really looked like we were locking in to get this groove on the right train, because I have to say a tiny side story was I went to a Black History program, and the music was fantastic, and I met a bunch of guys that I thought were going to be the guys, but they just weren't, because they were somewhere else in their brains. They weren't where I was in my heart to say I would like to get this music out to people. And these guys were receptive, especially Rick and his wonderful wife. They were receptive to, okay, this is different, but it's not so different, because it's spreading love through music, which is what we do, and what we do as a group, because we sing, we play all kind of music, and then we've settled on, okay, we're going to do this and put a little light on these wonderful divas that have these great stories that quite often have a lot of sad. Yvette, you can speak on that better.
Well, oftentimes the divas, the ones Karen's going to be performing, they always talk about how tragic their lives are.
Right.
And they, it's time to focus on the wonderful things in their life, which was their music. Yes, they may have been singing about tragedy, but look what happened. As you sing about the tragedy, people start to understand your culture more, okay? And the more understanding you have, the easier it is to meet in the middle. And
Amen.
I'm very, very, very happy that we're going to be doing that by focusing. Yes, we have the tragedy in there. Yes, it's there, but it's not going to be the main focus of Billie Holiday and Ma Rainey and all of them, okay? And I'm just really excited about it. You have no clue. I have no life. I need to write.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think it's going to be wonderful. It's going to be wonderful. Excellent.
Yeah.
And these cats are magic. And Karen, y'all blended beautifully. And I can't wait to get this project off the ground.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So what we're doing now at this iteration of it is we're trying to upgrade our equipment so we can actually do things and meet deadlines and edit, because I've had this wonderful footage that we did at the campus theater last fall, and I've had it for I don't know how many months, but I had such inadequate equipment, and this program didn't work with this didn't line up with this, so time. So we want to be able to work more efficiently. So what applying for the South Arts grant has done for us is made us extremely organized on the vision. So like when we did when I did the budget, I was like, wow, because everything is in order. Okay, we're doing this, we're going to do the podcast to bring light to the project itself, and to perhaps someone will hear it and go, oh wow, I want to be part of that. Because what we really need now is people to kind of buy into it, and so we can help spread this love and this music to folks that that are going to really enlighten their lives and help them to understand that we're all the same. We're all just trying to get there. You know, it's we're all the same.
And music is the universal language.
Absolutely,
It's
absolutely.
absolutely the universal language. And people say, "Oh, we're not united." I say, You put some people in a room with some nice music.
Hmm.
How you doing? How you doing?" And I love that
Absolutely.
about it. I love it. And in terms of needing funds for this, I was thinking of something like maybe, once we get the grant and everything, maybe we can have extra funds by maybe just reaching out to people and have them a crowdfunding kind of a thing. I don't know.
Right. That's what Rick and I were actually speaking about the other day.
Oh,
And
really?
absolutely, right, Rick? You were telling me some
Yeah.
stuff you were researching.
I actually lived in a Volkswagen bus for a while. That's why I wear this shirt. Kind of. I don't know if you can
Of
see the bus.
course you did.
There. But
Can you see that bit?
Yeah, that's a mess.
but so coming from this underdog lifestyle, I had musical skills, but I didn't have the synthesizers. Mid '80s was like everybody wanted synthesizers for whatever song,
Right.
and I had like a meager equipment, and you couldn't get from here to there.
Right.
And
Right.
this project is like a grassroots underdog project, and it's like you can get excited about it because it's like you're rooting for the underdogs, and we
Yeah,
got the
underdogs
skills
is
and the
good.
talent. Just we need that little bump up. And so I was
Absolutely.
thinking we got to get other people like ourselves and put a company together, and a bunch of folks who want to see something good happen, unity in the community wise, in
Woo!
music, you know, and sometimes there are people who are very well to do, but they got like isolated for one reason or another, and they're invited as well. And especially, we all can contribute in different ways. Some people it's a labor of skill, of talent, or the eye for video or public communications. Um,
Marketing.
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 Marketing is what
all those
breaks or
things.
makes something.
And so
Marketing.
it's like, just getting a team, like a company together,
Right.
And you think of the Pilgrims or whatever, they were like a company coming, trying to settle in, maybe not the best.
You
No,
do
maybe
not
not the
want me
best.
to go on to the Pilgrims, please. The
But, a
history
lot of
teacher in me
them
wants to
were
just say,
like
go ahead.
Marion,
We
um,
ain't going there.
well, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
So
we do.
there were some nice Pilgrims too, but it's like,
They were very nice. It's just a matter of, whatever.
brothers try to get by,
Yeah. I
and
got
so yeah, the company thing or the consortium or whatever
you.
we want to call it, and make it like a lot of people who have the desire to join something important. This is where it starts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, and
like,
I think that if we spread the love around all the campuses, they would be all in because we used to do theater on University of South Carolina campus.
Right.
Okay, shoestring players, we were all up in that. As a matter of fact, my son Chauncey, he went back to where my old alma mater and studied under my old professor Jim Cox. So it was like almost full. It was full circle actually. It was full circle.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
it really was. It was theater just brought us all together. I didn't understand the Southern people. I was okay because I learned about Southerners through theater. It was great.
It's true. It's true. So what we're doing is we're taking the Divas Sung by Karen Meeks and we're growing it from a concert stage to a full production, a full musical, and then the final iteration of it will be debuted on Broadway. So it's like I don't have any exact idea the road to Broadway, but I do know that I see us on opening night. So we're going to go from where the vision is to where the steps are to get on that road, stay on the road, and get to it.
Yeah.
And so that's where I am.
And you know, it's a lot of times people they see your dream, they hear your dream,
Right.
and then they don't realize it's really a reality because you're on the road to your reality.
Yeah.
And every time someone tells you no, that just gives us more gumption to say, "Really? Okay, watch this."
That's my sister.
Well, too. Check it out. I'm not your sister, obviously, and I can testify that Karen Meeks has some magic in her voice, and when you're talking to the audience and you're dancing, it's like there's something worth investing in here. This is something extra magical. You have it, and so I have I know it's a big undertaking, but you deserve, with you, like who you are, your person, your lifestyle, you deserve this.
Oh, absolutely. She's going to be an overnight success, like Miss Girl. What's her name? Bonnie Raitt.
Yeah,
she's overnight success.
Overnight nothing. I've been working for years.
And if you want to hear Karen, you can go to Karen. Give us the website and where they can go hear you.
blueriversoul.com. You can hear all kinds of recordings on there, and then you go to the music page and you'll see some of the stuff there. And then our Facebook. Rick, what is our Facebook?
Yeah, Blue River Soul Facebook.
This is why we need marketing.
We need help. Media people need help.
See, we have the talent. That is not the issue. The issue is, you know your lane and you stay in it. But
I'll tell you what. The easiest way to do it, since we're not getting any concrete answers here, what we're going to say is this: Google Blue River Soul. All of it would pop up.
Oh yeah.
Google Karen Meeks music. All of it will pop up, and you will see exactly what you need. And she failed to tell you that she's also a singer-songwriter. And all of her songs, at the Grammys, I don't know how many years ago, but it's been a little while. They were all picked for consideration for the ballot. All of her songs. So you need to go check that out. 7 Simple Songs, Part 1, 2, and 3.
Absolutely. And thank you for that, Vet. She always plugging away. But what like I said, what I wanted to do with this podcast is explain to you one thing is that, we're on a mission, and then we have some like-minded folks, obviously Vet, that's my girl, and then Rick Findlay and Kim. I don't leave her out because she's so wonderful. They're all like these wonderfully spiritual people that, and I'm not talking about religiously spiritual. I'm talking about spiritual in that they get the humanity thing, and that, Rick wants to make sure that I can retire in the manner that I need to. And I get that. And me, I want my message, which is our message, that, you can heal anything through music and love. You really can. I don't really care what they say. Oh, it's insurmountable. We can't do this. We can't do this. And then you just get bogged down in nonsense. But when you put on that right piece of music, everything fades away. All that hate, all that anger, and everybody's like, yeah, that's it. I feel that. So that. Anything else anybody want to say for this podcast? Or we gonna?
Well, I'll tell you, we have about 1 minute and 15 seconds.
All right.
Any final thoughts?
I would say this. I would say we get the right people, get the right ingredients. Lord knows this day and age, politically, people need to come together.
Amen.
It's the right time, the place, and it's just the logistics of it. Some funding will help some people who want to join us and have a wonderful investment project, or even just join the band family. That's fun.
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay,
and the
other, we have 30 seconds left.
Okay, my final thoughts are that, I'm Karen Meeks. We have Rick Findlay and Thomasina Yvette Meeks here. And we would like to extend an invitation for you to come to Rick's house. But he's going to do like on an invitation thing. So we don't want like a million people there, but,
email us.
No, a million people are fine, honey. We can get the police. We got this.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so we're gonna have a concert on the 12th,
Yeah.
and then we'll be announcing
12th of what?
other shows that are diva heavy. Okay, we
Yeah.
have
That's the
what
12th
else
of
do we
what,
have this
Karen?
diva?
What 12th of what?
The 12th of August.
Oh,
Okay.
PT, here, check it out. Email me at bluerivergroup at ptd.net. That's like Paul Thomas David.net.
That's perfect.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah, because we definitely need a count on it. You know, we don't want to blow
Yeah.
up everything, and we don't want Rick to go to jail.
It'll be
Thank
fine.
you.
It'll be a wonderful concert,
Right.
and everything
Right.
will be great. Okay, lady and gentlemen, it is now 30 seconds over. So, Karen, you have to edit this right, girl.
I got you.
Okay.
We're editing that out. Okay, guys, join us next time. When I don't know who we're gonna have on here, but hopefully this will work. You know, we gonna keep hope alive and hope it all works. But we're
It's
doing
gonna
our
be
thing,
fine.
and we're putting it down, and we are Blue River Soul. We're Karen Meeks, Thomasina Meeks, Rick Findlay, and of course Ted DeCola and Chris Minnick, and we'll pull them all at another time. But so thankful to be here, so happy to be here. We hope we catch you next time. And in the meantime, hey, peace, love, and chocolate. I'm out.
Yeah. I love it.
Excellent. Yay. Very
Now, how
nice.
you stop this? How you stop this? Oh, where it says stop. There you go.